Have you ever been told, just follow the rules, and your first reaction was, yeah, but why? Not in a rebellious, dramatic way, but more like, your brain just refuses to accept something just because it's a rule. And the funny part? You're not trying to cause problems. You just don't like doing things that don't make sense to you. If that sounds familiar, there's actually a psychology behind it, because people who hate following rules aren't always difficult. Sometimes they just think differently. Let's break it down. First, they need a reason behind everything. For them, because I said so is the most unsatisfying answer ever. They don't reject rules just to be rebellious. They reject rules that feel unnecessary or illogical. It's like being told not to press a button and immediately wanting to know what the button does. Second, they value independence a lot. Rules can sometimes feel like control, and for people like this, control feels uncomfortable. They like making their own decisions, choosing their own path, figuring things out on their own terms. Even small things, like being told exactly how to do something, can feel restrictive. Third, they question authority naturally. Not disrespectfully, but thoughtfully. Just because someone is in charge doesn't automatically make them right. So instead of blindly agreeing, they observe, analyze, and sometimes challenge. And yeah, that can make them seem hard to deal with. But it also means they're less likely to follow something blindly. Fourth, they think in possibilities, not limitations. Rules often define what you can't do, but their brain is more focused on what could be done. So when they see a boundary, instead of stopping, they think, is there another way around this? It's like seeing a "do not enter" sign and wondering if there's a smarter route no one else noticed. Fifth, they learn better through experience. Following rules often means doing things the safe way, but these people prefer trying, failing, and figuring things out themselves. Because for them, real understanding comes from experience, not instructions. Sure, it might take longer sometimes, but the learning is deeper. Sixth, they dislike pointless structure. Not all rules are useful. Some exist just because they've always been there. And that doesn't sit well with them. If something feels outdated, inefficient, or unnecessary, they struggle to follow it without questioning it first. It's like following a process that clearly doesn't work, just because it's the system. Seventh, they're often more creative. When you don't limit yourself to rules, your thinking becomes more flexible. You start exploring different ideas, different solutions, different approaches. That's why many creative people tend to bend or even break rules, because innovation rarely comes from staying inside the lines. Now here's the important part. Hating rules doesn't automatically make someone smart, and following rules doesn't make someone less intelligent. It's about how and why you respond to them. Some rules exist for a reason, safety, structure, balance, but others, they're just habits that no one questioned. So if you're someone who struggles with rules, maybe you're not just being difficult. Maybe your brain is wired to question, explore, and think independently. And that can be powerful. If you learn when to challenge rules and when to respect them, because real intelligence isn't about breaking every rule. It's about knowing which ones actually matter.